Hey guys, it's Liz, and I'm here to share with you just a couple projects I just wrapped up. And these projects I created for a special lady here on YouTube. And obviously I want it to be a surprise, so I'm not going to say who it's for. But I just finished these just a few minutes ago, and I'm so excited to send them out to her. But anyways, I started off with, I made a little box, a little trinket box. And this is just, a little wooden box. I picked this up at the Dollar Tree. And what I did to the box first, I spritz it with the T-Bird turquoise, the Lindy Stamp Gang, in just random places. I used that, and I also spritz it with the, what is this? The Kissing Kaniki Coral. Okay, I did that, and I spread it all around. I'll show you on the inside, because most of it got covered from the outside, obviously. And then after I inked it, or spritzed the Lindy Stamp Gang, I dry brushed it with some vintage white paint. But anyways, what I did to the outside, I obviously lined the entire thing with paper. And for this, I used the Bow Bunny Gabrielle collection, which is one of my favorites. I absolutely love the color combination of the corals and the turquoise and browns. It's just stunning. Okay, so the whole thing, is covered with paper, as you can see. And all the edges are inked with the vintage photo. And see, this is what I was talking about. This is what I did. I added these little wooden legs here. And here you can see how I, spritz it with the Lindy Stamp Gang and then dry brushed it with the vintage white. Okay, so just added those little feet on there. And let's see here, this is a sticker from the Gabrielle collection. I just backed it onto another piece of pattern paper, and I cut it out, and I inked the edges with a vintage photo. And I just adhered it right there on the front, and it says treasure. I lined the entire box with this really pretty trim, this cream trim I picked up at Joann's. And then on top of that, I added the flat back pearls. Really, really pretty. There we go. For the top, I just, there's some more paper here. And I added this pretty lace that my friend Rosanna sent me. Thank you, Rosanna. Really pretty. And then on top of that, I added this other trim here. And this is also from Rosanna. Thank you so much for that. It's beautiful. They worked out really pretty together. So just one over the other. And then this chipboard die cut here is from the Gabrielle collection as well. I inked the edges with a vintage photo. And it's just an adhesive chipboard. But I did use... I layered like foam, those foam squares, two on top of one another, so it can, be more dimensional. So I did that. This pretty cameo I picked up in LA, and I just added that to the middle. And these flowers are I Am Rose's flowers. And this one was white, but I used the Lindy Stamp Gang, the Kissing Kaniki Coral, and then I dry brushed it with some vintage white. And then these were already brown, and I just used some vintage white to tone it down a bit. Real pretty. And let's see, these little guys are just little branches from my new spellbinders I just picked up. It's the cherry blossoms. Let me show you this one. So what I did is I just used the cherry blossom die, the little branch die, and I used that thin, really thin chipboard, like the cereal boxes. I used that. I inked it with vintage photo, and then I embossed it with the, I used the vintage photo embossing powders. And I really like the way that comes out. It's very grainy, really cool, and almost looks like real branches. So I just added a couple of those throughout, really pretty. This was fussy cut from one of the papers, and I added stickles on top of that, really nice. And I just kind of have it sitting there like it's ready to take flight. Really, really pretty. I like the way this came out. Okay, let me show you the inside so you guys can see what I'm talking about. See, this is the inside. This is what it looks like, with all the different spritzes that I used. And all the edges are lined with the vintage photo, really pretty. Here I just took a page, I took a piece of the pattern paper. I used my Martha Stewart punch on the corners, inked the edges with vintage photo, and just adhered that there at the bottom. I did the same thing here at the top with another piece of pattern paper. This time I included a, just a nice little sentiment. This is a sticker from the sticker sheet from the collection. And I just, adhered it to another piece of paper and then used foam tape to give it dimension. Here we have another one of those little cherry blossom branches. And then some more I Am Rose's flowers. And again, these were all inked with the T-Bird turquoise, the Kissing Kaniki Coral, and this one I used my color shot in clam bake beige. Really pretty. And then I, just used some vintage white on the top to tone it down a bit. Really, really pretty. And I really like the way this came out. I really like the way the wood, I guess it picked up all of those colors. You can kind of see the different colors on there. Hope the camera picks it up. But really pretty. I love this color combo. Really, really nice. So that's a little trinket box. Really cute for her little treasures. Okay. And then I also made a card. And here's the card that I made. Live well, laugh often, love much. I love that. And this again is the Gabrielle collection by Bo Bunny. And what I did, I just used some craft cardstock for my base. I'm trying to remember the dimensions. I cannot think. 4 3/4 by 6 1/4, I believe. So it's just craft cardstock and 3 different layers of the patterned paper. You can see all the edges are inked with vintage photo. And then I decided to make some more flowers. Basically what I did, the 3 pieces are all, coordinating pieces, but I wanted to use different types of flowers on each of the pieces. So, obviously on the little box, I had the I Am Roses flowers. Here I decided to make my own. And this is using Leonie's tutorial on how she makes her roses, which always come out fabulous. So I just used some patterned paper to make the flowers. But before I did that, I have these stamps by Heartfelt Creations. They coordinate with the Spellbinders Rose Creations. So I used the stamps first, and I stamped the image on there with some walnut ink stain, and then I cut them out and then made the roses. So, and each was done with a different color pattern paper. Really pretty. I did the same thing with the leaves. The leaves, I have that same collection. It comes with the leaf stamp. And again, I just stamped the leaves, I cut them out, inked all the edges with vintage photo, and then kind of distressed them a little bit, just crunched them up with my hands. So really pretty. These are all the little leaves. Here I used some more of the little branches that I made using the cherry blossom die. And then here we have this pretty lace. I just adhered it to the side of the card, and this is the lace that Rosanna gave me. Really pretty. And let's see, here on the corner, right here and here, it's just a rub-on from the Gabrielle collection. Really nice. And again, here are some more flowers that I made using the patterned paper and the Heartfelt Creation stamp and the cherry blossoms. And again, these were embossed. I used the embossing powders, vintage photo distressing embossing powders. Really pretty. And then some more little leaves. And here for the sentiment, I decided to use different spellbinders. This one here at the bottom is a die cut from the Parisian Accents, I believe. So I used that one there. This is Labels 3. This is large scallop circle. And then obviously, the circle. And then I stamped my sentiment on top. And then added some pearls on all the little, I guess, little scallops. Really pretty. And I like the way that looks using, different types of Spellbinders dies just layered on top of one another. It looks really cool. Really neat. I really love the way this card came out. I mean, I just love the color combo. It's so pretty. And let's see. For the inside, I kept it simple. All I did is I just took, a piece of chocolate brown cardstock and layered another piece of the patterned paper on top of that after I inked the edges with the vintage photo. And this is where I'll write, my message to the person receiving this. So really pretty. I'm very, very happy with the way the card came out. I'm just happy with the entire collection. It's really nice. So very happy. Anyways, and let's see. For the last thing I decided to make, okay, I've been watching some videos and people are making these gorgeous canvases. And I don't know why, but I am so intimidated to make the canvases. I had picked up quite a bit, actually, different sizes just to try out. And I don't know, I'm just intimidated. But anyways, I decided to start off small. So I started off with the little mini canvases and, the 3x3. And I had this idea to create like a mini canvas shadow box type of home decor. And this is what I came up with. And what I started off with is this box here. And you guys, I was at a garage sale about 3 weeks ago and I found 2 of these. Let me show you what they look like. These It's just like this. And they were, what they are, they're old like frames. See, there's the picture still on there. And you guys, they were 25 cents. Too bad they only had two, but I grabbed both of them. But it's just like an old frame, still got the old picture on it. So that's what I started off with. And let's see here. I didn't ink it or anything, or, you know, I really like the natural wood color of it. It's really pretty. But I did line, you know, using the Gabrielle papers, I did line the entire box, as you can see. And then again, all the edges were inked in the vintage photo. Really pretty. So everything is lined with the paper. Okay, but the inside, I did keep that natural brown color. And all I did is I took, you know, the vintage white and just dry brushed it. There we go. See, look at that. Really cool, because I really like the way it looks. It's a little bit rustic. Very cool. Okay, so then what I did is I just, inside I used, you know, a piece of the pattern paper, and then I inked the edges again with the vintage photo. This beautiful butterfly that you see here is a die cut by K & Company. It's like a little pack of die cuts. It's like birds, butterflies, whatnot. And obviously it was a cream color, so it blended in too much. What I did is I first stamped it using a music note stamp with the, I stamped it in walnut ink. I used that. Let me bring it close so you guys could see. And then all the edges were inked with the vintage photo. And that just makes it pop a little bit more. I mean, I kind of wanted it to blend in the background, but I don't want it to disappear, obviously. Okay, and then what I did, I took these little 2 mini canvases, and first I used modeling paste, and I hope the camera picks it up. I textured all the sides, and I sprayed it in areas, you know, using the Lindy Stamp Gang and the 3 colors that I showed you earlier. Okay, really cool. And let's see, and then I layered the pattern paper on top. I distressed the edges of this one, and then this one I just cut out with my little scissors, like little scallops. I layered that on there. This here was fussy cut from one of the papers. Let me bring that closer. There we go. Really pretty. And the little frame, the little metal frame is by K & Company. And then I just used another piece of pattern paper here. And this was stamped using the same stamp I used for the card, but I just cut out the word live. And I inked the edges. And here again we have little cherry blossom branches, really pretty. And I decided to make my own little cherry blossom flowers. Like I said, I wanted different flowers for each project. In the center I just used these little tiny little pearls. Very cute. I love the way that comes out. And then, you know, here is some lace that Rosanna sent me. Here we have a pretty butterfly that was fussy cut from the paper collection, and then I used stickles on it. Really cool. I love it. So cute. So that's live. And then here we have laugh. And again, same thing. You know, I textured it. Here's the modeling paste. I think that's a better view. Inked it with the, well, sprayed it with the Lindy Stamp Gang. 3 different colors. Layered the different, you know, pieces of pattern paper. Again, this was fussy cut from one of the papers, and inked the edges with a vintage photo. Here we have another little branch, some more cherry blossom, and little pearls in the center. Another butterfly fussy cut from the paper, some more beautiful lace. And again, this little frame is by K & Company. And here I just stamped the word laugh. Okay? And then here's the love. So it's live, laugh, love. And these letters are from 7 Gypsies. They were the chipboard letters, and they were like in a bunch of different colors. What I did with these, I first painted them vintage white, and then I inked them with the vintage photo, and then I used my Martha Stewart, those little glass beads. Let me show you. See? And I just glued them on there with some glossy accents. And then I took my fingernail and I scraped some of it off, because I wanted some areas not to have anything at all. And then I just took a little bit of vintage white paint and just dabbed it on the letters. Really cool. I like the way that comes out. See, I like that one. And some parts it doesn't have any little glass beads. Really cool. Okay, so that is that. And the entire thing was framed using that beautiful trim that Rosanna sent me. And in the corners I added these flat back pearls. Really, really pretty. And I really love the way this came out. And this just like, it's just perfect to sit, on a table, on a desk. Really nice. And I hope the person receiving this really likes it as well. So it's my first little mini canvas shadow box. I don't know what you would call it, but I really, really like it. I think it's beautiful. And so again, these are the 3 items that I created. The little mini canvas shadow box, my little card here, and my little treasure box, little trinket box. It's really cool. So anyways, I hope you guys like my projects, and I really hope the person receiving it likes them as well. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave me a comment. I'll do my best to answer. And you guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.